Hi, this is Terrell Smith talking about the Street Guardian Dashcam and information which should have been part of the user manual. When you get the Dashcam, you've got all this stuff included in the box, but what is it used for? Well, let's talk about that. Obviously, there's a power cable, and I think we can figure that out. But there's an extra cable. What is that for? Well, you don't really need it. At one point, the GPS cable didn't fit properly, and so they gave this extra cable to make it fit, and they still include it in the box. I'm using it to give me a couple extra inches to put the GPS unit on the dashboard. And then here's the GPS unit. Now, if you don't order it with a GPS unit, it won't come with it, but this is what it looks like. And then there's some little cable clips which you can use to clip down cables. And there's a string. You may wonder what the string is for. Well, the string is to kind of saw off the 3M mounts, the sticky, from your windshield if you need to do that. And then there's kind of a tiny screw. Well, what is the screw used for? Well, the screw fits into the cable cover to hold it shut. If you find that the cable cover rattles, then this tiny screw will help keep things snug. And here is the cable cover. That's to hide the wires. You don't need to use this cable cover, but if you want to, like if your camera is down on your windshield further and you want to make things look neat, you can use that. And of course, the USB card reader, which you will use so that you can put your micro SD card in the card reader so you can read what great movies you've made with your Street Guardian onto your computer. And there's a card holder. Now these are anti-vibration pads. I've seen some other YouTube videos where people have all kinds of opinions about it. What do you use these for? Well, you stick them onto the mounting base and it helps keep the camera from vibrating. I would suggest you do not use these at first unless you really need to, because right when you first get the camera, it really fits tightly on the mounting base. So only use these when things start shaking and rattling, and then you can stick them on there. Okay, you got some cleaning wipes, a dry one and a wet one, so you can clean off your windows. There's two mounting bases. One is the thin one, which is the standard one to use, and then there's a thicker one, which you use in case your windshield is more vertical. That gives you just a tiny bit more space to turn the camera out. And of course, here's your camera, very tiny. Now, I've seen some YouTube videos which discuss what is this thing. This is a headliner tool. You use it to pry back the headliner or different things so that you can run your cables. You could also use it to pry off the 3M pads if you want, but the main purpose for this is to pry your headliner. And it comes with a little storage bag, which is cute. I'm not sure what the purpose of having a storage bag is. Here's the quick start guide, which leaves much to be desired. And there are some 3M sticky pads, extra ones, which is nice. Now, there's a piece that you might have totally overlooked, and that is it's a static mount. And it's a piece of plastic that looks like this. I'm told that what you can do is mount it onto say a rental car, and then you can stick your Street Guardian onto that. But I don't know whether it really works. I've not tried it. Maybe somebody can tell us about it. All right, what about running the thing, the cable? You want to use the pry tool, the headliner tool, and pry just gently on the headliner on various places where you want to run that cable, and then you can get that cable. You just don't need to pry very hard. You just run the cable down there. So with the pry tool, you can just run it along the header, and with your fingers following, just tuck in the wire. It goes pretty easily. You can also run the cable down through and then pry by the door, at least on the Prius. You can pry by the door, and there's this grommet, which is very easy to move, and you can just put your cable right in behind that thing and then run it underneath the dash. Now, On the Prius, there's a plastic thing under the passenger side. There's 3 little clips. If you just press on those clips, you can drop the panel, and then the camera power cord, you can run it just above the plastic, like right through here. And that makes a very neat thing. So basically what you're doing is you're running up from the, you're running one cable for the GPS along the top headliner down the A-frame to the little GPS thing. I just have mine sitting there. I haven't actually glued it down yet. I'm waiting to see how it's going to work that way. And then you run your power cord down the other way. And that is pretty much how you put in the camera. It's pretty nicely away behind the mirror, so that you can really barely see it. Here's a side view of it. There's the Street Guardian pointed out. You can see us right behind the mirror. And depending on the weather, the sky and so forth, it's really hard to see. It's pretty well concealed. And there it is. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks for watching.